Hi everyone, this is Sabrina. Welcome back to my channel. I'm glad that you are here. I have a bonus video kind of today on a Monday to share the rest of my project life for March. I'm going to do 3 spreads. This one is the double page spread, and I wanted a place to put all of kind of the favorite photos, the favorite stories. So that's how I came up with the idea for this page. And I think I did the photos like 2.5 by 3.5, and I just had to figure out how I wanted them to be. I knew overall that this was just going to be a simple spread focused on the photos and also the stories, just kind of listing them out. I picked out some chipboard that was mostly green and black, and then I decided, you know what? I'm just going to keep things really simple and just go with green. I'm just going to make this monochromatic and go with green. So that's what I decided to do, and I switched around a bunch of photos since I had 2 photos of myself. I wanted to make sure one was on the left and one was on the right, and they weren't too close to each other. So that's why I was kind of moving them around. And I will have a main cluster over on the left-hand side and then another one kind of up in the top right corner once I have all my photos glued down. And I am just going to use a stamp set, and that's it. I'm going to use a few stamp sets to put this together, and that's it. Keep it very simple. I'm really enjoying, actually no, it's been a while. I really kind of converted to just using stamps and figuring out different ways to use my stamps and kind of only use my stamps when I'm putting together my pages. So this is a new flower stamp set from Ali Edwards, and I have used the stamps both ways. One way is just using the outline, and then another way is with the solid and the outline. And I've also done one where I stamp the outline in black, and then I take another stamp, like say there's like a blob stamp that has like some dots on it. I use that, and I could fill in the center with that. So there's so many different ways that you can use these flower stamp sets that Ali came out with. And for this one, I am just doing green flowers, and then I will fussy cut them out. I used 3 different inks, 3 different colors of green to make the different flowers, and I even made some smaller ones. And now what I have to do is just fussy cut them out. That's the other thing that I love about this stamp set, is that it's very easy to cut out. I also wanted to crumple them just to give them a little bit more dimension and realistic quality, I guess you could say. So that's why I crumpled them. I'll also pop dot just one on the left and one on the right as well. That way there's a difference in height with my flowers. Once I have these all cut out, I can go ahead and figure out where I want to place the flowers and what colors I want to use on what side. So I am really enjoying thinking of different ways to look at my family's stories for the month. It took me a long time to put together March. I just had so many other projects, right? And that happens. So I think going forward for April and just the rest of this year, I probably will stick to, the 6x8 albums, but a lot of outside the page protector and using page protectors, but still thinking outside the box for my family's stories. And hopefully I don't get 1 million photos. I feel like I'm going to get 1 million. And I will admit that I just sorted like our May photos. Just real quick, I sorted them, and I have like 150 photos, which is ridiculous. So I'm going to pare those down and then determine what my stories are. As you can see, I've made my clusters, and I also grabbed another stamp set to stamp loving down at the bottom. And over on the left-hand side with that big chipboard I have, it says a few things I love about right now, which is perfect, and it's green, so I love that. And I pop dotted the lighter green flower and then put the darker one kind of underneath the chipboard, just varying the placement of the flowers. And over on the right-hand side, I pop dotted the darker green flower, and then I have a chipboard that says currently so in love with all of this stuff, which is perfect because these are all favorite photos. And then I tucked in a small flower with the black chipboard. There's also this circle stamp that had a bunch of dots on it. So I went ahead and stamped that, and I did it in gray ink, so that way it was a little bit subtle. And I also added a large flower next to the loving, and then it'll make a perfect triangle of flowers. I also wanted to add the journaling, which is going to be at the bottom, but you guys, I don't know what was happening, but I couldn't get these papers to stay straight. So my journaling lines are all wonky, and they're probably not going to line up. And I wanted to go from the top left all the way to the right, and I kind of goofed all that up as well. So I have my son at his dance, going out on a date night, my daughter's choir performance along with her belt promotion, getting my kids ready in the morning, and then just a school drop-off photo, which is in the top right, and making some peppermint patties with my daughter in the kitchen, which was really fun. So lots of really great stories for March that I wanted to include. Okay, so now I'm going to do a little page for our shows. Now, 2 of the shows had blue, and the others had really dark colors. And I guess I could have just changed them to black and white to make it easier on myself, but I didn't think of that until I was stamping. So I'm just going to go with the blue, and I actually really love how this page came together, and I feel like the blue kind of toned down the bright boldness of the other shows. So I took a stamp tag from, I think it's the Happy Stamp Kit, and I went ahead and stamped that around the edge in blue, and then took another stamp from Stories by the Month that says Right Now and stamped that all around the border as well, and I think it turned out fantastic. So I put the 2 shows down and then realized that I didn't center it, so I have a really cool fix for that. I was proud of myself. I'm going to put the title going down vertically, but it's going to be stamped horizontally. You'll see in a second. Very smart fix that I had there. I also printed out a TV and pop dotted it, and then took a little word phrase sticker that says watching. I drew the line or a line so that way I could stamp it straight, and this is where I am going to stamp favorite shows, and that's it. I'm not adding journaling. I don't feel like I need to. It's pretty self-explanatory, so I really love it. And this one again is just 2 die cuts and a bunch of stamps, and that's it. And I used 2 different stamp sets to stamp the title. I didn't want to get too big of alphas for the word shows, so the typewriter one worked perfect. And then I just erase it, and I'm done. And it's a fantastic way to document our shows. Quick, easy, simple, done. Last page of April is going to be this photo of me and the kids. I actually did a page about my son's birthday, but I forgot to video that, so we're just going to do this page. I had some pieces left over from some stickers that I had made for a planner spread using the Now Allie Edwards story kit, so I went ahead and grabbed a few of those, plus a die cut title that says currently. I had not used that as well, so I'm just going to use a few of those pieces, like a mix of pieces, and call it good. Add a bunch of stamped phrases, and so this will wrap up the March section, which also means that I can now share a full flip through of the first 3 months once I get the journal all bound, and I'll share that flip through later on at some point, maybe the end of this week. I don't know. Got a lot going on. It's summer, right? So I took the currently die cut that I had, and I had 2 pieces, so I just layered them on top, and now there's a little bit of dimension to them. I put them at the bottom of the photo, kind of where the steering wheel is, and just where the negative space is on the photo. And I have 2 of the blobs from the stamp set, the Now stamp set, and those were printed on sticker paper. So those are a really great pop of color, and I stamped This Is Us as the big title. And I will wrap up this spread with some stamping of different phrases like beautiful now, around here, and March details. And of course, they're going to be a little crooked, whatever. We're just going to keep moving forward. I also stamped beautiful and perfect right now, and I stamped that on paper because if I'd stamped it right on top of the sticker blob, it would have smeared. So on the paper it goes, cut it out. And then I have the die cut flowers from the kit as well that were digital, printed out. So it adds a really great pop of color, and I love it. simple and to the point. And once I have this all wrapped up, I can show you a little flip through of the entire month. I wish I would have counted how many spreads I did for March, but I want to say it's close to like 8 spreads that I did for March, which is just crazy. But it's been so much fun coming up with all these different ways to tell my family's stories. So I'm going to flip back to the beginning with the opening page, and I do have to adhere a lot of these together. So I have the weekend spread, which was a lot of fun. This is a sneak peek of a project in the Now story class, so you can see that at Allie Edwards. I was a guest storyteller. This is the flower farm, and then the everyday story collage, the blooming spring season, the favorites, and then you have the TV shows and my son's birthday, and wrapping up the month with the photo of us. And that's it. I hope you guys have enjoyed seeing these pages come together. I'd love a thumbs up or a subscribe if you're new around here. Thanks so much. Bye.